tries one more time, but it's not going to be happening. Odwamna just not good enough to give his Mordekaiser a pentakill. There's the Warlock stunlock. Ulti's there, gets the shutdown. At the last minute, they kill away some of H2K, but it's not going to be enough. There's the Nexus, there's 1.5 million minions, and there's the game. H2K pick up their first win at Worlds.
And Mordekaiser got his first win. Undefeated. Was first picked.
13-2-10. I mean, a good scoreline as well. They played around it pretty well.
I think this entire game was just one big team fight around Mordekaiser.
Yeah.
No matter where he was on the map, we would just see everyone be there and try and fight. The Dragons wasn't the key thing here for Mordekaiser.
To be desired there.
Yeah, well, Bangkok Titans tried to test H2K's mettle, but Mordekaiser is the master of it, so unsurprising that H2K came out victorious here. And that's going to do it, by the way, for all the Week 1 games for these teams. Now, every single team from Group C is on break until the next week's group stages. And these guys now have about 4 to 5 days to prepare everything back again and say, okay, here's the last run of the group stage. Bangkok Titans 0-3. Sure. Not a good start. H2K still have to hope for that one kind of upset.
Yeah, H2K can go back and still re-watch like the SKT and EDG game and say, what did we do well? Let's try and do that again, but where did it go wrong? Were there a few openings we missed? Weren't we confident enough? You know, was it to pick a ban phase? Because they're still obviously going to chase towards getting that second spot, getting out of the group. Let's just say EDG loses again to SK Telecom. Suddenly, that one match is going to be so key between H2K and EDG.
Yep.
But it's obviously still going to be so difficult for Bangkok Titans. I like that we saw a different kind of game from them. This was not the, hey, let's just have a bit of fun and try and go all in. They legit had a strategy and tried to shut down the Mordekaiser.
Yeah, they did what they could with it, but unfortunately, like, Kasing stopped all of it. Like, if there's a player I'm going to watch for, I mean, Mordekaiser's fun and all, but Kasing played out of his freaking mind that game. I mean, he would pop his ult while headbutting to break a stun so that he could flash pulverize afterwards. I mean, so many amazing plays. He would turn around and walk back into a hook, then ult it, and then go kill Moss. Like, just, this game is honestly a Kasing highlight reel. The Kasing effect, you talked about it earlier, but I mean, his individual plays at such a high caliber. I'm actually really glad he's at Worlds.
Well, I'm happy too for him because he deserves it. Looking at just his overall performance all year long, people would highlight maybe towards the end of summer split and playoffs, he went down a little bit in terms of level, but so did the rest of the team. It was like, I think, to me, it was the entire team who kind of dropped. Now they're obviously trying to pick up the pieces. They are no longer the top 2 team in Europe because Origin took that spot and showed that yesterday as well. But they're just still trying, and coming into next year, still a very young team, probably first year for him as a coach. There's a lot of things here working for them and a lot of things they can still improve on.
And they're very good early on in the game. Their first 15 to 20 minutes actually is one of the very best in the league. Their lane swap game is good. They understand that decision tree. It's when it gets beyond 20 minutes. Monte Cristo quoted a stat about H2K that they're 1 in 9 if, like, once they have 1,000 gold deficit in 20 minutes. Because that end game is not good for them. We saw the evidence of that in this one. How long it took them to close the game out, right? All the Dragon Ghosts did very little, as you were happy to point out. Their sieges, their dives often misfired here despite the big leads they were having.
Meanwhile, Lulix and Kasing are preparing for that interview with Shox right now. We will speak to them in just a moment.
All right, so what are our final thoughts here about these teams? We're not going to see them for a week. We saw the end of the Edward Gaming SKT match. What's Group C going to be like?
I don't think we're going to see any more Mordekaiser in Group C, but EDG sitting very comfortably at the top, undefeated still.
Yeah, SKT taking a bounce. Yeah,
Sorry, excuse me.
You know, I know what you meant.
SKT, EDG, you know.
They're basically the same team.
I mean, this is what we expected coming into the group. SKT, EDG fight for number 1. H2K try the best to maybe keep up, and then Bangkok Titans probably coming in and having a tough time in every single match. So I'm just happy to see more of a serious game for them as well. Pick and ban wise, and the way they played out the early game and how they tried to challenge H2K and did make it easy for them to just go in and close the game.
Because the continual plays from G4, constantly using TF teleport to try and make plays, to try and punish H2K every time they did offer an opening.
So that was his attempt there. We're going to see what else these guys can do next week, but for now, we're going to check in with Shox, who's standing by with some of H2K after their first win at Worlds.
Thank you. Yes, more specifically, Lulix and Kasing after that victory of H2K over the Bangkok Titans. Let's dive into the game a little bit, because Mordekaiser was left open for the very first time. Did you guys